What's up, everybody? Appreciate you for tuning in to Passion and Precision. Hopefully, you're having a good day. Hopefully, you're having a good weekend. Hopefully, you're enjoying some of the college, the NFL the past couple of days, which we'll get into. Just hopefully, you're enjoying everything right now. Um, got a lot to talk about. You saw I had the little rundown up going into the intro. So it's gonna be action packed. A lot of opinions. We got predictions. You already know we got some burn rants, all that rolled up into one show. So sit back and enjoy yourself. But before we get into all that, we got Unhinged J Dub here once again. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's football season. That
Yes.
part, I am so happy. We made it. It's been a very long year.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can come back to normalcy,
Yeah.
or what seems to be more normal. But I'm excited to talk some sports.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I guess because Super Bowl happened so many months ago, all we really had was baseball for a little bit until like college football and everything. We got the preseason, which you know obviously let you knew we were close to the season, but now it has already started, and we're so happy. But we're gonna start with the WNBA first, more specifically the Chicago Sky. Not having the year that they wanted, they are second worst in the league right now, but that's not even what the biggest story is. The report came out, then the press conference, everything like that. Angel Reese called out some people in the building, teammates, all that, and it definitely created some conversations because you already know the her and Caitlin Clark stuff, polarizing. Now, kind of going at it with her own team, polarizing. So when you heard the comments, which names were dropped in the story like Rachel Banham and Haley Van Lith, and talking about Van's Courtney Vandersloot and the knee injury. She might be too old to come back from it. It's just a whole lot. So when you heard it all, which she did apologize after the Sun game for her comments.
And it was a half-assed apology.
Well, it's an apology, so she can say that at least. Like, what are your thoughts on the whole situation? What do you think needs to happen, probably for this situation to go away? Um, yeah, because in the next game, she's suspended for a half or something,
And that's
which
the most stupidest thing ever.
I don't understand that. But yeah, go ahead.
They're already eliminated. Just sit it down for the rest of the year.
I mean, they could.
Same time, I'm like, what she said wasn't necessarily a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that the reporter did do some word twisting and manipulating. At the same time, Angel, you know that you're not, you should know that you're polarizing and a lot of people don't like you. You need to watch what you say. Know the foolishness there. Why make it worse? I'm not saying minimize yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is watch your words. And these people on social media over here talking about who gonna check her. Don't nobody give a let me tell you something about some grown women. They don't give a damn if she's talented or what. If you they don't
Mm-hmm.
care. These are grown women with families. If you offend them or disrespect them, I'm telling you somebody's gonna say something.
Yep.
It's not about her talent or whatnot. Don't nobody care about that. Why are you talking down on me and to the media? Like that thing about Vandersloot. You have
Mm-hmm.
no to come at Vandersloot like that.
Yep.
everybody else could say some stuff like that, but you're in the locker room. You should know that locker room dynamics are important.
True.
But at the same time, there was fights at LSU.
Yeah. No, that's so true.
First
It's
read it,
go ahead.
and I had to really analyze everything. I'm like, she's
Mhm.
doing this mean girl route, and I don't like it. She's starting to have a little nasty spirit, and I'm starting not to like it.
No, I think that's kind of a reasonable way to look at it because usually to do something like this, you have to have some pull and all that to really get your message across. And like you said, I agree with you. Like organizationally, there's a lot wrong. And if she definitely wanted to voice her displeasure, she could have done it in a different way. Don't like the name dropping of certain players. Because look, Banham isn't a bad player. Van Lith is a young player. And then Vandersloot, she was probably their one true point guard. That injury definitely, the team took a hit for it.
They went and got Haley Van Lith for Angel.
Yeah, yeah, and and the fact that the team didn't do anything in the very first game right after it, I was paying attention to see with the dynamic on the court change. Actually, didn't they played the game? They not like they were icing her out or anything like that. So maybe in between that time, somebody approached her and told her about it.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know who, maybe Atkins or, one of the vets on the team told her about it.
They had a whole meeting about it.
Well, yeah, yeah. So they clearly hashed it out and everything. And I guess it's all good. Now, the one half thing, you normally only see that in like college football, or I guess the NFL, maybe every once in a while. To see it in the NBA is kind of crazy. That almost makes it a bigger story because the broadcast will only talk about how she's out for a half. Like I agree with you. You have what 2-3 games left. If you sat her for a game, like who cares? And then let her finish the season and kind of move on from it.
Because she's
But
already got suspended for that tech.
yeah, yeah. Which I mean, yeah, she deserved it. Like she just like swung her hand back and hit Aaliyah Edwards in the face. So that was clearly gonna be a tech. But I guess the follow-up question will be ultimately, because of all this, what do we see first? Clearing out in Chicago in terms of the coach, front office, or Angel Reese dealt away? What's more likely to happen? Or maybe both.
Both.
Okay.
Like
I mean,
it turns out.
that would be a solution all the way through.
Because now we know that now she's being labeled as a malcontent, and there's other people over there saying that they're over this in that locker room now because of what she said. What she said, they're over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's either you're gonna move up off of her or you're just gonna blow the whole thing up.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me thinks that she'll stay, and I wouldn't be surprised, like, right after the season, Marsh gets fired. Even though I thought he was better this year than last year, still kind of showing that he's
He
probably not
doesn't
the
know
guy.
what he's doing.
Yeah. So I would say she stays, but Marsh at least will go first, and then front office wise, I guess we'll see what happens after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on to the NBA from the WNBA. In the NBA, we have the Clippers who are now making some news, and we have Ballmer making news along with Kawhi, where reportedly this whole story is so wild, but Ballmer got with Kawhi, got Kawhi to endorse some like bogus company, which I believe when I was reading, I think he'd gotten Doc Rivers to do it before, but Doc would at least like mention the company and act like he was actually endorsing it. Kawhi never mentions the company. So it's like he's endorsing it, but not really. Come to find out, they use that to reportedly slide Kawhi 28 extra million to skirt the salary cap rules, which Ballmer says they didn't do anything like that. But I do find it interesting that the NBA has now hired a law firm to look into this. So clearly, to the NBA, something weird's going on here, as much as Ballmer wants to deny it. I mean, Kawhi, we don't really hear from anyway, so you probably forget about that. But is this a case where there's a little bit of smoke, which means there's some fire somewhere?
There's a fire somewhere.
Yeah, and
There's
I
a
agree with
fire,
that.
and that damn fire about to get.
Yeah.
Cause the whole thing about that is Pablo Torre bringing back. Ever since Bill Simmons called Pablo Torre out,
Mm-hmm.
he's been dropping hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. He's bringing back journalism, and I
Yeah.
love it. And it's
Yeah.
like the way he laid this out. If you and then people started going to Twitter where they were announcing Kawhi stuff and
Mm-hmm.
clicking the at to the aspiration at, and it's not a company at all, it's some random.
Yes, it's a tree planting company.
Yeah, there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be surprised for the Clippers to cheat. The one thing I will say that
Mm-hmm.
Not Pablo, Mark Cuban, he took a vehement stance against it. He said, I stand with Ballmer without knowing the entire truth. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that he was able to actually go on Pablo Torres' show and hash that out. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's some truth there.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban is one of the few billionaires that I can stand.
True. Yeah.
Very few. The rest of them are just pricks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where there's
I mean, look,
smoke, there's fire,
yeah.
and we have to wait until everything come out.
Yes.
I'm just saying this could blow the lead wide open because now they're
Yeah.
looking in. Now Pablo Torres also looking into Jalen Brunson's deal with the Knicks.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what it's gonna boil down to. If the Clippers ultimately did do something wrong, it will question probably the last couple of big money deals and then everything like that, and make sure everything's on the up and up. So let's, I guess, spin it forward. If the Clippers were found to be guilty of, sliding some money under the table, I guess we'll put it as, what should their punishment be? Because we haven't
Kawhi's
seen
contract
anything.
ripped up.
Okay, come on, say we haven't seen anything like this since I believe was the mid '90s with the T Wolves and Joe Smith, who signed some crazy contract back then. They found out they did something like this, and they were docked like 5 first-round picks. Problem is, Clippers don't really have any first-round picks to take away.
Rip
So you're
that
saying,
up.
well, I mean, explain your punishment. I say because you said rip up Kawhi's contract.
You
I
got to
guess
find
that make
somewhere else
him
to
a free
play.
agent.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're gonna have to. I suggest ripping up that contract, making it null and void.
Mm-hmm.
Um, docking them.
Okay.
I'm not saying 5 first-round picks because they don't have none,
Mm-hmm.
but they got some money they can pay.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you willingly tried to circumvent the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Rip up that contract, and I'm gonna need another 20 million on top.
Yeah.
He can pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Ballmer is not broke. He is not like the people in Bengals who all they have are the Bengals. They
Yeah.
ain't got nothing else. So they're
Mm-hmm.
cash strapped.
Yeah.
Ballmer's not cash strapped. He can shell out that money, and they just got to rip up that contract. I'm like, because that whole contract is based off of some fraudulent fool, some fraudulent
Mm-hmm.
clause somewhere. I'm like, if
Yeah.
they're really serious about it, clink clink.
I mean, technically, yeah. I- Yeah, I feel like that's probably the way they're gonna go with this. There'll probably be some hefty fine. I don't know about ripping up the contract, but that would probably make the most
I
sense
would.
if it was. But I mean, if the money in the company is like fraudulent, well, the money's not fraudulent, but if the company's fraudulent, that should be some type of fraud. So the contract should be, I guess, null and void. But in terms of the team, I agree with the fine. Maybe you could do some type of like restrictions in terms of free agency, like what the team can do over the next few years, since you can't necessarily take first round picks because like you said, like I said, they don't really have any first round picks in the foreseeable future that's worth taking unless you want to take them from like 10 years down the line. So I think yeah, restricting their free agency ability for a team that is as old as they are, like free agency over the next few years is going to be important as they're going to have to cycle in talent as some of these guys move on, retire, whatever. But it's definitely something worth watching. And if some other teams get implicated in this, what could be the ripple effect throughout the league for sure. So very interesting. All right, so now,
You know, Balmer came out and said that he was conned. Uh-uh.
I mean,
You are too. If you are a billionaire, you are smart enough to know you need to double check your sources and triple check things.
mm-hmm,
I'm not playing that I was conned.
yeah,
There's a reason why scammers are not billionaires because they end up getting caught before they get to that part.
mm-hmm, true, yeah. I mean, look, that's the defense you figure somebody like Ballmer would take. Very rich, powerful man. But
I was conned. Nuh-uh. And I was born last night. Uh-uh.
right, well, look, we will find out. We'll find out what the law firm comes up with. I felt like that was definitely an interesting part of this. That the league feels like there's something there. Is
Mhm.
going through those measures to try to sort everything out. And obviously, when there's updates on the story, we'll definitely circle back to this when that does happen.
Mhm.
But now let's get into the NFL. That's the reason why we're here. It's what all the excitement is for as we are now into NFL season. NFL.com has done their top 100. I'm sure you've seen it, heard people talk about it. We're not going to go through the whole 100. I'm mainly going to look at kind of the top portion of it and some interesting, I guess, positioning with some of these top players. And um, I don't know. It's worth talking about, I guess, because you and we don't know what with NFL.com, I guess their writers or whoever, what their criteria is behind all of this.
The players voted on this.
I keep forgetting that. I keep wanting to say it. I keep thinking like NBA where they do like writers and stuff voting on. Okay, so players, yeah. And we all know when it comes to players, they can hold grudges, they can be petty
Mhm.
with some of their ranking. But when you look at the rankings, I guess what's maybe the biggest takeaway you took from it? What
This
stood
whole
out
list
to
is a
you?
joke.
Okay. So I guess what's the biggest reason to you that makes it a joke?
Ladies and gentlemen, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are not 6 spots apart.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew I was going to have a problem with it.
Yes.
Second of all, Lamar Jackson is way too high for me.
Okay.
All that talent, and he's still in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like let's go through I'm gonna go through the list. So
Yeah.
number one, you got Barkley, Saquon. Two is Lamar. Three is Josh Allen. Four is Jamar. Five
Right.
is my homeboy. Six is Burrow. Seven is Derek. Eight is Miles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Nine is Justin Jefferson. 10 is Patrick Surtain. 11 is TJ Watt. 12 is Chris Jones. 13 is Penei Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
14 is Trey Hendrickson. 15 is Jared Goff. 16 is Fred Warner. 17 is Dexter Lawrence. 18 is Derek Stingley Jr. 19 is Jalen Hurts. And 20 is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. Look, it's. I always say this when you're gonna do rankings of this sort, where you're not gonna break them down positionally, you leave yourself open to debate, which that's what they want anyway. Because I agree with you. If I look at Barkley, if I look at Henry, just looking at last season alone, they were pretty close in production
If
until, as
Harbaugh
you and
don't
I,
Harbaugh.
right? Because we talked about all last season where the Ravens kind of held Henry back, but you look at their production like on a per game basis and everything like that, they're pretty similar. So you figure in a ranking like this, they'd be maybe a spot or two away from each other. Not 6 spots, like you said, because 6 spots makes it seem like there's kind of a gap between them. But the gap is much closer than that. Then the quarterbacks, which we know it's a quarterback league. What's going on, Kerm? So you start, I guess Allen was the highest, and then Jackson, Mahomes, Burrow. When you look at those four, I feel like most people would say Burrow wouldn't be the fourth out of those four. But to the players, he is. And look, maybe they looked at it as Allen and Jackson won the last couple of MVPs. Mahomes obviously has the rings. Burrow has neither. If that's how they wanted to do it, cool. But without knowing the criteria and what players necessarily looked for, we just have to speculate why they did what they did. I think it's interesting. Once again, with the running backs, a couple of years ago, you couldn't get teams to pay running backs or value them, but now we have the best player in the league as a running back, and Derrick Henry, top 10 as well. So I guess the running back position is back. I don't
Wait,
know.
wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Because the year Derek went for 2K, the highest he's placed was third.
That's what
I
I'm
want to hear
saying.
like what make it make sense. 2,000 yards and he's third. And this fool here, Saquon, and he would have been another 2,000. He would have had another 2,000 yard rushing season had
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh not Harbaugh.
Yep.
They're not 6 years apart. 6 years, 6 spots apart.
Yeah.
I see 3 and 4, not 1 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, both Justin Jefferson and Patrick Surtain should be over Miles Garrett. That's some bull.
I think that's fair.
And I'm ready to have the conversation about Miles Garrett. Generational talent.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, well, with Garrett being in top 10, you'd have to ask, is Garrett the best, I guess, D lineman in the league? Because that's what the players are saying. Now, whether you believe that or not would probably determine how valid you think the players are. Because Garrett, yes, Garrett, very good, can wreck an offense, but there's a few others who can do that who are on like more successful teams. So does that mean that they are better players? Like that's where it's like I don't know. It's tough to do it like that where you're incorporating all the positions. If you did positional rankings, it would probably make a little bit more sense.
And Chris Jones is too high.
Well, I mean, Chris Jones still has some impact, but like he is a little bit longer in the tooth now.
He made such a stupid mistake last night.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? And I'm not, look, I am with Tranquil. That was not your job to do that. You the
Mm-hmm.
main reason why Herbert big body butt over here rumbling around like an old Ford F-150 down the sideline. Like, what?
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where another problem? Where else did I have a problem at? Oh, that little spot, that all of that. 16 through 18.
Mm-hmm.
Too high.
Now, I'll be obviously with these rankings as the season goes along, we'll see if the players actually knew what they were talking about. Because if some of these guys drop off in production, we'll look at the players and be like, okay, but if it kind of plays out this way, maybe we'll have to give the players a little bit more credit. Just looking at what the list looks like now, I find it hard to believe that it's going to play out this way. Because, like I said,
I stopped giving NBA players credit when
I stopped with NBA players a long time ago.
a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, we'll see. Because, like I said, the gap between Barkley and Henry will be something to watch. The gap between, I guess, Chase and Jefferson.
And why is there a Super Bowl MVP that's at like 19?
Mm, good question. It's a
They
good
be so
question
full
to
of crap. And
ask.
haterade, like they get on my nerve.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Jeffrey Simmons is better than Dexter Lawrence. He just ain't had no help until now.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Well,
stand on that.
I mean, part of that, Dexter Lawrence played in New York. Simmons has been down in Tennessee, and I guess if you pay attention to Titan football, you know how good Simmons is defensively, and he'll probably have another stellar season, which that's kind of what he's been in his career. Maybe get some more recognition. I don't know.
Well, now that he done lost 20 pounds and he got Tavondre on the other side, he's going to get some more recognition.
There you go. Some of these players will use it as motivation.
And he want
Some,
to get paid again. So,
there's always that. That's always a motivating factor as well for these players. So, um, but yeah, that was just to kind of kick off NFL talk. You did mention we had a game last night and a game Thursday night. Let's get into those really quickly. That way we can get into the predictions, which I did put that question in the chat. Do you have any bold predictions for the upcoming season?
Cam Ward, Rookie of the Year.
Hey, look, he's a quarterback. They love to give awards to the quarterback. So if he has a good season, why not?
Sorry, Lennon. It won't be Will Campbell.
Right. um, so let's start Thursday night, where we had Dallas and Philly. The game was the game. You already see the little nameplate there. Everybody's talking about Jalen Carter because we get like the opening kickoff and Eagles players down being looked at. They go like to like the sky camera, pan out, see Jalen Carter just casually walk to the Dallas like huddle. Now I'm like, okay, maybe Jalen Carter's gonna do something, try getting Dak's head or something like that. I don't know. But then we see him walk up to Dak. We see something happen. They like come together with their helmets, and then Jalen Carter backs up a little bit, and then we just see Dak pointing at him with a referee like 2 steps away, and we're like, what just happened? Then we get the little zoomed in camera from the side and realize Jalen Carter spit on this man. Dak took the spitting probably the most calm way I have ever seen.
But
In a
because if
league,
it was
a
me,
league full of testosterone and all that, all he did was point. That was it. We didn't get some, scream or some flop or something. He didn't get anybody's attention like of the linemen, because we know linemen are crazy. Linemen don't have a problem, throwing hands.
Tyler Booker was holding the lineman back.
Yeah, well, mm, I wouldn't have mind to see a little fight. We saw a couple of scuffles throughout the game, but
No, that instance, that should have been a brawl.
right,
Who the
the
hell
amount
you
of
think water
the amount
spit
of
on
little
me?
the amount of little times they had a little come together when it's like just a tackle or something. A spitting incident should have been way more.
That no, because I'm like, you spit on the ground where people walk on and animals do anything. By spitting on me, that means
Mhm.
you think I'm lower than the ground.
Yeah,
And if you spit on me, you better be well equipped to handle what's coming next, because you're gonna get it.
yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you don't do it again.
Hmm.
Somebody should have punched that man in his throat and made him swallow some spit.
Right. Well, it didn't happen, but the officials ended up kicking out Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter couldn't care less. He walked off smiling, just casual, walking off into the back. Then the game really got going. Cowboys, for all the offseason drama, were in the game. Some will say maybe they were the better team on the field that night.
Yeah, because
But
we had
when it came down to winning time, CeeDee Lamb had a case of the drops. And ultimately, the Eagles did enough to win. So, looking at both teams and how they performed, are you are you more inclined to say that the Eagles will once again be the best team in the NFC, or do you think the Cowboys may not be as bad as you may have thought coming into the game Thursday night?
I didn't know about Shoddy, but Shoddy called a good game.
Okay, yeah.
Will he do it for the rest of the season? I don't think so. So he's gonna be spotty.
Mm-hmm.
That's his first game. He called a good game. There's gonna be some questionable moments.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is still suspect. They still got them small ass safeties.
Okay.
Now they can't rush the passer.
Yeah. Kerm says we shall see. Oh, that's right. Kerm, you're a Cowboys fan. So Kerm, I guess let us know how you feel about your squad after Thursday night. Um, well, I
You
mean,
heard Eagles fans chanting Dallas is soft. This is why you don't let nobody spit on your man and get away with it.
yeah, true.
That should have been a brawl. They should have beat the crap out of Carter. Look,
Mm-hmm.
I don't condone violence. But when you
Right.
do something as nasty and as disrespectful as spitting on somebody,
Mm-hmm.
all hell should have broke loose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll say I will give Dak credit. I thought Dak, despite his reaction to that, played about as well as he could. He did everything he could to give the Cowboys a win. Pickens, search a milk carton for that dude. And then CD had a rough night. Like CD's numbers look good at the end of the day, but
Those
he had a
drops.
couple of plays he had a couple of plays that he could have made and probably should have made,
Mm-hmm.
especially for a guy. Isn't he in the top 10 on the NFL list as well, or just outside of the top 10? I
He's
believe.
just outside of the top
Yeah.
20.
Okay. So like the diving catch would have been a tough one, but the one down the seam, that's the one you got to make.
Mm-hmm.
CD had a good game, but at the end, yeah. So you figure CD will be better. I guess you have to assume Pickens will figure out his role and Dak will, find that connection.
Pickens, I knew what he was gonna cost him at least one penalty that game.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? What do you think it was?
Glad he took accountability. Um, I
But Pickens and that crash dummy behavior. What is
uh,
with people, these Georgia crash outs? What is going on? Pickens was on 10. Jalen Carter spit on a man. Nolan Smith,
Nolan Smith was nuts for
out of
like a
control.
10-minute period. Yeah.
Out of control for a period of about 10 to 15 minutes. Flag,
Mm-hmm.
flag, flag. Like, what the hell are you doing? Just
Mm-hmm.
crash dummies. Stop it.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm just like, it's
No.
the Georgia players.
Uh-huh.
Kirby.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like the amount of stories you get about Georgia. I mean, mainly speeding and stuff, but now it was a bad night for Georgia players all around. But yeah, so look, Eagles are 1-0. Jalen Hurts he had a good game. He used his legs, made some throws. Barkley did his thing running the ball, and look, it may not have been an A performance, but they got to win.
The game plan for the Eagles kind of made me mad. Because how do you wait for 56 minutes to not get A.J. Brown a goddamn ball? This is somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Alabama fan. That should just let you know everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. So I've dealt with the same issues coming out of my program, dealing with Kirby. I know.
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying? Shoot. What was I saying?
Oh, you're talking about AJ Brown and the game plan.
Yeah. Like what
Yeah.
another takeaway from this game is that the Philadelphia offense is gonna take another half a season to get it together.
Okay.
And that's why I get so mad at people when they start just blaming Jalen and saying Jalen can't throw a ball and Jalen can't do this. This is his 5th offensive coordinator in 5 damn years.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense. His system is constantly always changing.
Yeah. Hurts used his legs. Yeah.
What were the Cowboys thinking at the end of that damn game when you knew he was going? The backfield was empty. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You know where I'm going with that. Like,
Yeah.
why? You see the backfield is empty. And we're
Mm-hmm.
playing man?
Look, I mean,
What?
because we'll get into the Friday game in Brazil because there were some questionable decisions there as well, and some of it you can point to early in the season. Some teams it takes them a couple weeks for them to really get going. I feel like the Eagles are one of those, and look, the Eagles are coming off of the Super Bowl season, so if they need a couple of weeks to really get back into the grind, I think you're fine with it. Yeah, like Kerm said, week 1 is always weird. So I think the Eagles will be fine. The Cowboys are still a work in progress because I still have questions about the running game. Number one, who's going to be the lead back? Will it be by committee, and can they be effective enough to take some pressure off the passing game? which obviously the passing is the better part of their offense right now. And then defensively, because of the timing of the Parsons deal, Clark has to get used to the guys around him on defense, and then the void left by Parsons, scheme wise, you have to figure out all that. So that's going to take a couple of weeks as well. Okay, so Kerm likes Javonte. Yeah, it's either Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders. Those are your
And
two.
after my Sanders did that fumble, I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Javonte.
yeah. And Javonte Williams wasn't bad at Denver. He was just. It seemed like when he would get going, he'd have like a little nagging injury or something that would come up and slow him down. So maybe he is the guy who can do it for them. But they're going to have to get some balance to the offense. I mean, at the end of the year, Dak usually puts up pretty good numbers. Will it lead to a playoff berth? You have to wait on that because Jory and I will be giving out our playoff predictions a little bit here. So let's go to Friday. Like the Thursday night with the Jalen Carter to all the scuffles to it being a good game. We're like, okay, NFL's back. We're ready to go. You get the Friday game in Brazil, which I think a lot of fans were, I guess, hesitant to get into because of last year. Brazil was known more for the field being a mess. But as we learned in the broadcast, Brazil, to their credit, put money into fixing the field, and the field held up really well, looked really good. And it was also a game that the NFL decided to put on YouTube for free, which I thought was smart. It's an international game. I guess make it more available to an international audience as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we looked at that game. Kansas City, first opportunity to see them since the Super Bowl beat up. And then the Chargers, who a lot of people are kind of getting behind this year to possibly do something. We saw Herbert have a really good game. The Chiefs, it took them a while to get going, but they hung in there. Because when they went to the half, I was like, the Chargers should have been up like 2-3 scores based on how the game was, but they're only up 1. And then there was a point where the Chiefs had an opportunity to take the lead, but Butker missed the kick. And
Wide right.
Rich Eisen. I love that guy. Butker had a rough night. The running game of the Chiefs, much like the Cowboys, questions there. And when Worthy went down, your wide receiver group was Juju and hope and a prayer. And even Kelsey got a little banged up, and he was like non-existent, but he did catch a touchdown late. So looking at this matchup, Quentin Johnson, I gotta give him credit. I got on him last year. I liked him at a TCU. He couldn't catch a cold last season. He looks like he's figured it out. But we'll start with the Chiefs, I guess. How worried should Chiefs fans be based off of last night's game? 7. Okay. So what's your biggest
defense? That defense that's not who. That defense is not Chiefs defense. They're undisciplined. The secondary got sliced up.
Mm-hmm.
The linebackers. Where was the tackling?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen so many missed tackles from a Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
The defensive line struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's week 1, but that is some concern.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that you had to eat an ass whooping for 6 months, this is how you come out.
Yeah.
And then the offense, after Worthy went down, like you said, Juju in a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Kyle, there was a 10 to 15 minute period where there was a 5 to 6 minute period where flag.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win games like that, man. And this division is improving down to the Raiders.
And look, we'll see what the Raiders look like Sunday.
Tomorrow.
They could be better than we think. Like, look, I
If they
mean,
don't,
no, go ahead.
I will say if they don't fix this, they don't fix this by week 8, I might have to change my division prediction.
I mean, if you look at the Chargers last night, because I guess we can switch them now. If you're gonna tell me Quentin Johnston's gonna play like this, along with McConkey and Keenan Allen, who now, like when Keenan Allen was first there, he had to be the number one guy. With this group of receivers, all you need Keenan Allen to do is help you move the chains. Leave the downfield stuff to McConkey and Johnston. Herbert was locked in. He was making his throws. He showed off some of his legs, even though he's not the fastest guy, but he's a smart runner. Like if
Man,
you turn your back to him defensively and he sees a lane, he
like what
will
Chris
run.
Jones did, trying to crash and get a sack and let Herbert just roll right on down like a
Mm-hmm.
big ass suburban down the sideline.
Yeah, yeah,
I saw that. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, Herbert.
yeah.
And I was like, because I actually picked the Chargers to win because I'm like, the Chiefs have started slow for the past 2 seasons. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not buying into that.
Yeah. And look, maybe that's going to be an added part of Herbert's arsenal where he may use his legs a little bit more. And Omarion Hampton, for his first time on the stage, I thought he was effective in the running game as well.
He made that mistake. And did you see Marshawn Lynch? He was supposed to be taking pictures, but he coaching the dude up. I
Mm-hmm.
said, oh.
Like Marshawn, the more you see Marshawn like off the field, like I mean, you heard the stories when he was playing, like how much he gave back to his community and stuff. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Marshawn Lynch doesn't become like some running back coach somewhere. He seems like he has it in him. I don't know
He's
why
relatable.
yeah. Yeah, he definitely would know how to relate to, college kids now coming in as running backs and all that. Like he would be a good running back coach. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with the Chargers. Like that's an offense that could be one of the more explosive ones in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the Chiefs defense, I was shocked. Every time Herbert dropped back, he was finding wide open guys easily.
Mm-hmm. And
So
the
I guess,
thing,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Lad McConkey's nickname in that locker room is Ladarius.
Okay. Okay. I see you, lad. I see you.
Had to play like Ladarius.
Yeah. I mean, McConkey had a great rookie
He had
season.
great.
So, yeah. So I'm not surprised about him. Look, he's a Georgia kid as well. He didn't do
He
anything.
had his he had
He didn't
his
do anything
bullshit.
stupid. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Tierra Tart, you can't do that, man.
Yeah.
But that's why the Titans got rid of his ass because he didn't want to stay in shape and he would do stupid like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the same question I used for the Thursday game, we'll use for Friday's game because you said you had the Chiefs panic at a 7. So what's more likely to happen? The Chargers to look like this and win the division. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because that would give away potentially your prediction. So let's say the Chargers consistently look like they did Friday, or the Chiefs look as bad as they did Friday. Which one's more likely to happen?
The Chiefs are going to look as bad as they did. Because
Okay.
last year, it took them about 6 to 7 weeks. Really, the offense didn't look right the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
But it really took them 6 to 7 weeks to get it together.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do also think I'm going to spoil my own prediction. I had the
Okay.
Chargers. I had the Chargers winning the division, but by week 8, the Chiefs. I meant the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs winning the division. But if by week 8, that offense ain't put together, the Chargers are too dangerous for them to win a division then. Because then you also got to worry about the Broncos.
Right. And we'll see them Sunday as well to see if they still look as good as they did last year, or our team's going to catch up to Bo Nix because now they kind of have some tape on them. We'll definitely find out all of that.
And we have their old linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
We sure do have old Kobe Barton. He's been spilling secrets.
Yeah, and that's also something early in the season you have to look for. Where if you pluck somebody from the team you play first, how much of an advantage do you get from that? Yeah. Oh, Kay Adams says has their own show, and now the halftime show.
I
I
didn't
thought it
watch.
was huh?
I
What'd
didn't
you say?
watch the performance because I didn't understand the words.
Right. So I mean, there was Carol G, who's like a reggaeton, and I guess he's kind of like pop a little bit. I don't know, but that was interesting. Get a little culture into it. Now she's Colombian, she's not Brazilian, but either way, the
Same
music
difference.
translates. She's South American. All right, close enough. I thought it was a nice little change up. Definitely had the energy. You're not going to listen to reggaeton and not feel the energy. I thought it was good. I was like, good choice by the NFL. Show something a little different. I mean, I haven't seen any comments or anything. I'm sure some fans probably had some problem because whatever. But I thought it was good for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um. Yeah, Kay Adams was there. Cam Newton was there, which I was like, okay, Cam, get your check.
I'm
Um.
tired of Cam already.
So I guess the last thing will
Him
be
and them ugly ass hats.
yes. So the
And
last
Atlanta
thing would
came out
be
of me when I said that. But look,
mhm, yeah.
the straight 404 came out of me. Like, what do you got going on? And you got a hole on top of the hat because you want to put your dreads through the hat, and it just
Yeah.
makes you look like a dressed up tree.
Every time I see him, I just assume if you did a live action, I guess was that Alice in Wonderland, you needed a Mad
Yes,
Hatter.
yes.
Cam Newton's auditioning for the role before we even know we need the role.
I knew Cam
He has it
Newton was
locked
going
in.
when he wore what he wore to the Super Bowl. The one
Yeah.
he played with them tight ass pants. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you just like to, I'm like, you just like to show off your legs or something. And what is
Yeah.
with these patterns?
Look, you will never miss Cam Newton in a crowd.
Cam Newton and Effie Trinket came from the same tree.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read, you know who Effie Trinket is.
Jory got tired of Cam. I guess the last thing I was gonna say is like the would you like to see the NFL do a little bit more with YouTube, whether it's a game every once in a while or something like that? Would you like to see them kind of offer a free game? Even if I'm not like, MLB, they do like a free game of the day. There's so many games, so it's easy for them to do that. NFL, you only have a limited number of weeks, but maybe if you do like kickoff, once you get in the holiday season, you want to throw a game on there, and then like even late in the year for like the playoff push, you want to throw a game on YouTube. Would you be down for that?
Yeah. That's how you expand the game by making it accessible and not making people pay for numerous amounts of stupid ass streaming services so they can watch their favorite team.
Yes.
Make it accessible.
Yeah.
NFL. Curl,
Also,
you see the name. I'm unhinged today.
yes. And also, as you say, that quick little thing. All of the worries about red zone can kind of be tempered down because everybody was like, "Oh no!" When Scott Hansen was like, "The new intro is 7 hours of football," and everybody's like, "What about commercial free?" Come to find out, there will be 4 commercials in the whole 7 hour span. They will be 15 seconds each and will
And they will
run
be on a split screen.
on the side, so you won't miss anything. People were like, "Oh, here comes ESPN and Disney ruining stuff." You can sleep well tonight, knowing you will still see 7 straight hours
of
with Scott
football, and
Hansen.
you don't have to watch the commercial that's on the
Yeah,
side. It's
right.
just there.
Exactly. Well, there you go. Kerm's fine with it now. So I guess we broke some news to Kerm. So yeah, it's going to be 1 minute of commercials over a 7 hour period, and you still won't miss anything. So I'm glad they did clarify that, because people were about to lose their mind if they tuned in and Scott Hansen was like, "We'll be back after commercial break," and they actually went to commercial. People would have lost it. So don't have to worry about that. All right. So now let's go ahead and get into some predictions. Pull this up. And we're going to have Jory go first with, what do I have? I said the picks first. So I guess to reiterate. Yeah, I have your picks here. Here we go. So if you are new to the show or need a recap on our... Oh, for real? Oh, well. Because Kern said some people actually canceled their Red Zone package when they heard commercials. Well, they'll scramble to buy it back, I guarantee.
And that's good. Look. Stupid.
Yeah. They'll get it back. I'm sure they will. So yeah, the way Jory and I do it, we pick the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night game. Then we obviously pick our team. So Jory picks her Titans game. I pick the Patriots game. And then we just do a random wild card pick. So here are Jory's picks. So she's already 1-0 with the Eagles over the Cowboys.
I'm 2-0.
Oh yeah, Chargers of the Chiefs. Duh, I should have seen it there. So yeah, you use that as your wild card pick. Smart move there. So you're 2-0. I guess you want to quickly explain your picks for the other three.
The other ones aren't circled. 2 of them aren't circled. I'm gonna get on the graphic designer for that. Me, but no.
Yeah.
I got the Bills over the Ravens. The Ravens also, they kind of start slow too. They don't establish their running game very well at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Ravens. So that's enough of my reasoning right there.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's overrated. I said what I said.
Yeah.
MV3 didn't happen. Cry some more.
Manti Teo, I don't know if you saw, he went on. Okay, this might have been the most I'd ever seen Manti on TV. He was a little entertaining for this segment. He went into this whole numerology to let us know who he has winning the MVP this year, and he said everything's lining up with the number 8. And I was like, I know you ain't about to say like Aaron Rodgers or something, even though I think Rodgers is wearing 8 in Pittsburgh, but he was something like in Chinese, it's like Ba for goat, and Ba something equals 8, and I was just like, I was kind of lost. And then he like started going through all these numbers. And he opened up his hoodie. He was rocking a Lamar jersey, and he was like, Lamar's gonna be the MVP because it's the year of number 8.
And that's why he got catfished.
Yeah. I still see people comment about that when he's on TV, and I'm like, this man's never gonna live that down.
He got bird brain. He got bird food for brains. What are we talking about? That's exactly why he got catfished.
I was just like, the man's up here going through this whole long thing. I'm sitting there following the numbers. I'm following the numbers. I'm like, okay, that's 8, that's 8, that's 8. And I was like, so which number 8 is he coming with? I kind of like blocked out Lamar.
8 is 16, and because of that, Jared Goff is winning the MVP.
Well, he took it all the way to like the Olympics. He did the Olympic symbols, and they all look like 8s. He said the Olympics, when it was in China, started on August 8th at 8:08 p.m. And I was like, okay, this is way too deep for me. But he did all that just to say Lamar Jackson's his MVP pick.
So my birthday is February 27th. If you take those numbers, so if you take those numbers, 2
Mm-hmm.
plus 2 plus 7, and you get 11. 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Okay.
That means Jalen Hurts should be the MVP.
I mean, if he wins it, I guess we'll have to come back to this and be like, you circumvented the Manti Te'o rules and actually figured it out.
What?
Like after you have to see the clip. Like this man was going nuts on the whiteboard, but yeah,
I'm gonna go watch that.
yes,
Look,
it was the most I'd seen from Manti Te'o on a broadcast. Like they gave this man a whole segment for it. But yeah, I mean, go back to your picks there.
and I was born in 2001. That means the Ravens are also gonna go to the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, I'm like, is he gonna do this for a Super Bowl pick too? Come with some numerology.
That's why he got catfished.
Yes, that was a common comment under the video, and I was like, the man's just trying to make some money out here. Okay.
Wait a minute. He really he really used the Olympic ring things, the shape of it, to justify why Lamar Jackson is gonna have another MVP.
Because he did the Chinese word of ba, meaning goat. He said even when the Olympics were in China, it was August 8th. What year was that? 23 or something? I don't know. It was like August 8th, and he said 8 means so much over there. They made sure the Olympics started at 8:08 p.m.
What the hell does that got to do with the United States of America?
Because ba means goat. No.
What?
No, that's not even what it was. Hold on. Now I remember. Because he said, what sound does a goat make? And he's like, my son will even tell you it's ba. And then he's like, ba in Chinese means, and then that's how he worked ba into goat, into China, into the Olympics, into time of day. Yeah. When you see it, your head may explode of how many ways this man went just to get to number 8 in Lamar Jackson.
So it started with ba. All right,
yes.
bro. Go
That's
take
where he
some
started.
medications.
Ba, because that's the sound a goat makes, and it's also a Chinese word. It's like, okay, I'm learning Chinese now. Look, Kerm agrees. Kerm agrees. Man, he was on fire. They gave that man a whiteboard and a marker, and they said, make magic, and the man made magic.
Magic, mainly like he put 1 and 1 together and got 1,000,000. What?
I'm telling you. When people say they big brain it, this man big brained the MVP race. Yeah, I guess for one of your picks there, Kerm says, is it safe for him to think the Broncos as his survivor pick? Which if you don't do survivor, you obviously have to pick a winner for the week. You're right, you move on. You're wrong, you get eliminated.
Oh. In that case, yes. But in any other cases, no. Look, I'm picking my Titans. I'm confident. I'm not going to start the season on no negative crap. I'm going to pick them to win by 3. I like my defense.
Okay.
Have a really tough task.
Mm-hmm.
You want to learn.
Yeah.
Especially versus that Broncos defense. But they don't have film on them.
Mm-hmm. And look, that may be good for Cam Ward. Go up against a good defense. Like if the Titans do win it, that could be a confidence boost that takes him throughout the first couple of weeks as he finds himself. And even if they're competitive and let's say they were to lose late, you could still feel good about the direction of the team and where they're going. Like win or lose, it's going to be a win-win situation for I think Cam Ward because, like you said, Cam Ward will probably have some opportunities to make plays. Now, is a tough environment. I mean, Tom Brady himself struggled out there, so it might be good for the rookie. But all right, so those are your picks. Like you said, you'll get with the graphic designer and get the circles in there. But you're off to a good start. We'll see.
Oh, and I got the Vikings over the
Yeah,
Bears.
yeah. So you have the Vikings over the Bears.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey, you might be in line for a 5-0 week. All right. So mine. So I had Eagles over the Cowboys as well. Now we differ. Ravens and Bills. My reasoning is it would be the Ravens thing to do to take the playoff game and treat this week one game as a bit of revenge. Whereas the Bills will just be like, we'll play, we lose, whatever. I think the Ravens, if they win, they will feel like they've righted some wrong. So I feel like they've had this game circled and they're going to come out. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a good dose of Derrick Henry to establish. And then I think the Ravens pull one out there. Would I be surprised if the Bills win? No. But, for the picks, I took the Ravens. Then I went with the Vikings or the Bears, like you have as well. I just think with some of the struggles we heard about Caleb Williams, I think Brian Flores' defense will be ready to confuse him with some looks. And I think JJ McCarthy's not going to be as bad as some people think. I think JJ will be fine. He's got Justin Jefferson to throw to. He has Hawkinson to throw to. He can hand it off to Aaron Jones. Like, he'll be okay. And I think it'll be a good showing for him Monday night, and the Vikings take the win there. I had the Patriots over the Raiders. I think the way Drake May's progressing in McDaniel's system, I think the Patriots offense will look better than some people will think on week one. The Raiders, you also have to remember, we all know who Max Crosby is, but the rest of their defense, a lot of questions.
And guess who ain't there no more? Christian Wilkins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It seems so long ago when that Christian Wilkins thing came out now. But
he's not getting another job in the NFL.
I mean, yeah. Well, I was actually on Madden and you go to the free agents and Christian Wilkins is like the first free agent. And now I actually chuckled a little. But I didn't sign him, but I chuckled. I'm sure somebody will on, I am in a Madden league, but somebody will. So, but yeah, I think the Patriots will have opportunities to make plays. I think Diggs playing week one. I think he'll make some plays to kind of show people that the knee he is healed from.
And he's not a pain in the ass.
Yes. Which, though, the Boston Reporter did apologize for using that terminology. And I think Diggs apologized for calling him out publicly like that. So I guess they're good there. But and then my wild card pick, I had the Seahawks, who are actually underdogs in that game, beating the Niners because I'm high on this Seahawks team. I think the Niners, they just got Juwan Jennings signed, so I guess he's back in the fold. But I worry about their offense early in the season, and I think McDonald will have that defense ready to go. All right, next. All right, your playoff predictions. So I guess you want to run through them. Have that.
Look, this is a move. Well, this is my beginning of the season playoff predictions. I'll do another one of these like week 8, week 9. Mm-hmm. You see that graphic fire? If you need a graphic, let me know.
There you go.
Shameless shelf plug.
Yeah.
But for division winners, I have the Texans, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs.
Okay.
Doubting that they're going to end up staying right there. But, for the AFC. And for the NFC, I have the Eagles, Rams, Buccaneers, Packers.
Okay.
Wild card teams for the AFC. Chargers, Bengals because of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can they make a couple of moves to improve the defense? They could. I look, that's why they're on there at the beginning, and I'm not like they could be. Uh, you'll have to tune into the tier list next week.
Yes.
They
Okay.
could be. They could sneak in there,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on how the rest of the division go, my Titans can make a wild card spot. Now, I predicted them to get a wild card spot last year, and they won 3 games. Don't make me look stupid.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean,
NFC
I guess for most people that might be the biggest surprise of Tennessee, but
because they're
like
better than
it's
what
the
people
seventh
think.
spot. Seventh spot, you can go a little. I'm not gonna say crazy, but you can go off the wall. Seventh pick, because who knows how the season bounces. All right, but yeah, go with your NFC.
Like, and my team is not as bad as people think.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is full of talent. The
Mm-hmm.
wide receivers, they're gonna have to prove themselves this year, so they can stop saying how bad my damn wide receiver room is.
Yeah.
They're not that bad, but okay. The offensive line is improved. There is no
Mm-hmm.
way if Callahan improves his damn play calling,
Mm-hmm.
Titans should be a wild card team.
Yeah. Okay.
If not, because the Houston Texans offense is injured and the depth chart is looking like before the season even starts. If they
Mm-hmm.
fall flat,
Okay.
who knows?
I know where you're going with it.
Because I don't trust Sunshine, and I damn sure don't trust what's going on in Indianapolis.
Um, they're they're just keeping Anthony Richardson on ice, and they're gonna unleash him.
He's a bust, and they knew it.
Yeah. Okay.
But back to the NFC,
Mm-hmm.
the Commanders. Now, if the
Okay.
Eagles don't get that offense switched out, look, I believe the Commanders will be just as good as they were last year, and they improved their team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the Eagles better get their act together by week 5.
Okay.
The Vikings, yeah,
Okay.
because I like their team. I think JJ is going to carry that off, be able to carry that offense. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Lions, they're going to have a drop off. It's not going to be a major drop off.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I think people will look at it and look AFC. They might be like, where are the Broncos? Where are the Steelers? Where are I don't
I
know.
don't trust Aaron Rodgers, and they still can't run the damn ball. DK
Yeah.
Metcalf is a head case. He's going to cost them at least one game. Um, the Broncos. People have film on Bo Nix. He's not going to look as good as he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, the Broncos are still a good team. Now, I did struggle with putting the Bengals in over the Broncos. So let's not act
Okay.
like I completely forgot about them.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Look, like you said, I guess you'll do an update mid-season if you have to, but I will see. Could this play out? Absolutely, because that's what makes the NFL so interesting. Is that you just never know. All right, let's go to mine. I took inspiration from Manti Teo. I went big picture with it. So I'll start in the AFC as well. It hurt me to do this. I have the Ravens as the number one overall seed because it's the regular season and they love winning games in the regular season.
But you also have them losing in the divisional. Hey!
And I will explain that one. So yeah, I have the Ravens being the overall number one seed in the AFC. I have the Chiefs as the 2 seed, because I actually think the Chiefs and the Bills will kind of be bunched up. It might be a tiebreaker here or there, but I have the Chiefs as a 2 seed. Bills win the AFC East as the 3 seed. The Texans as the 4 seed winning the South. And to be honest with you, going through the wild cards, I was coming with so many scenarios of how it could play out, but I ultimately ended with the Chargers being the number one wild card team as the 5 seed, got the Bengals as the 6 seed, and I had the Patriots as a 7 seed. And like I said, it was tough with, I think the Broncos will be in the conversation. I'm one of those who think, with this way that the South is, the Titans could very well be in the conversation. I guess if the Dolphins want to show some heart, they have talent. I just question everything about running that team. If they play over their head, maybe. If the Jets,
No,
like if Aaron Glenn has really turned around the Jets culture, like the Jets do have talent. Biggest question is going to be Justin Fields. How does he look in a new system? But there's going to be some teams that will be a factor for the 7 seed. I have the Patriots coming through because Vrabel's my coach. And the man's out here breaking up fights. He's taking on D linemen to teach them, he's in his element. So that's how I have those situations playing out. And then moving on, I'll do the whole AFC side and then get to the NFC. I have the Harbaugh Bowl in the divisional round. And if that happens, Ravens fans better look out, because I think the last person you would want to see is Jim on the other sideline with Herbert and those 3 receivers plus Hampton. I think they're going to be a tough defense to play against if everything's clicking. And defensively, the Chargers are actually pretty good. So I think they'll be able, and Harbaugh will have a system to slow down Baltimore. So I have the Chargers beating them there to go to the AFC title game. Then on the other side, I have the Chiefs and the Bills facing off again. I have the Bills taking it, which means Josh Allen will have to go in the Arrowhead and will beat the Chiefs, which I think will be big for him. And he'll propel that in the AFC title game in a very good matchup with the Chargers. I have the Bills coming out of the AFC. NFC. I have the Eagles as the overall number 1 seed. They're the champions. I just feel like they're the best team. They have the best ownership. Like, they have it all working right now. I have the Packers winning the NFC North, being the number 2 seed. I have the Bucks as the 3 seed winning the South, and the Seahawks as the 4th seed winning the NFC West. Wildcard teams, I have Commanders as the Lions, would be the first wild card. Clemson's losing to Troy. Oh, the Lions as the number 1 wild card team. Then I have the Rams as the 6th seed. I have the Commanders as a 7th seed. I think the Commanders will have another good year, but I think there'll be a little bit of a step back, but they still get in. The Rams will upset the Bucks, take on the Eagles. The Packers will beat the Commanders, and the Lions will upset, I guess, as the road team, the Seahawks. Eagles beat the Rams. Packers beat the Lions, which that will be a great game. And then Eagles, Packers. I think the Packers will be game to go up against them, but I think the Eagles get back to the Super Bowl, where I have Bills.
at least Michael go through the playoffs.
Hmm?
At least Michael go through playoffs.
Yeah.
He's never did that before.
True.
He's usually one and done.
Yeah.
What's the score, Curl?
Yes, I guess Kerm that, yeah. How much is Clemson down to Troy? Like, if it's like 2-3 scores, Dabo's gonna be on one. But yeah, so that's how I have it playing out. And also, a little bit of prediction. I think don't be surprised Jordan Love is not an MVP candidate. I think offensively, 16-3. Oh, so Troy's like locking down Clemson. Okay. Okay.
Go Dabo.
Like Troy, look, a lot of these schools schedule Troy. Troy's not a pushover. I mean, they do play in Alabama, so they do get Alabama talent. Like, they're not a school to mess around with. But yeah. So those are predictions. Was that out? All right. Yeah, like Jory said, next week we will debut the first regular season jacked up tiers list. That should be fun. And we'll obviously talk about the games over this weekend. I'm sure you'll have, well, yeah, you'll have Music City Blitz next week to talk about Titans opening game, and I'll have Foxborough Fives to talk about the Patriots. I guess to end the show, final burn.
And I only got one person to talk about right now because I went
There
through
you go.
everybody. Ray Lewis, you overqualified Nat. You are an you just want us to believe you're just so thou art better than me and you're just so saved.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh. There are certain things like a lot of people don't know, like, how am I going to explain this? There's a code you live by when it comes to dealing with people. If somebody done had you at your lowest,
Mm-hmm.
then let you stay in their house, done defended you when you really didn't need defending, and the first thing you do is air them out and sit here and say that we're not friends anymore and try to burn that bridge on a podcast, you a real low life of a person. You just
Mm-hmm.
disregarded 20 plus years of friendship because you wanted to have a think piece on a podcast. And I know Shannon was hurt for that. Shannon's going through a lot. Also, Shannon put some of that through on himself, and he knows that. He don't
Mm-hmm.
need you over here saying that. And that could have been a phone call to him. And all of these chatty catties,
Mm-hmm.
chatty patties, like there is code. You don't do that. You don't sell out somebody who done sold, who would have gave the shirt off their own backs to you when you needed it. You don't do that. And Ray Lewis, I already know that he's always been bitter since Shannon called him out on Undisputed for that Kaepernick take. He's been bitter about that. You're not this overholified Christian saint like you think, like you want everybody to believe you are. You're not. You're a prick. And you care nothing about nobody but yourself. And I hope Shannon never talks to you again. Because that type of disrespect can't be tolerated. Y'all were boys. And you
Mm-hmm.
do that. No.
There you go. Yeah, that's. I mean, look, every time I see Ray Lewis, especially the Ravens game where it's like every 3 times a year he comes out, he does his little dance and everything, and everybody goes, "Oh, so crazy for him." Yeah, there's something about him that
He's
I don't
fake.
know. I don't know if it's like he acts like he's better than people or something. It's just something that just always throws me off about him.
He's
And I get
fake.
it. He had the thing in his past. I get that. He beat that mysteriously, but that letting him turn his life around, I'm not going to necessarily talk about that, but it's just the way he carries himself. Like he's never had a blemish or anything like that. Like, no, man, like we're all flawed. Now, Shannon's stuff happened very publicly. We get that. But yeah, there's really no point now after the fact to try to like kick him down.
Keep kicking him while he's down. He never would have
Yeah,
did that crap to you. He would have
yeah,
tried to build you up.
yeah.
Ray Lewis ain't nothing but a snake, a fake, and a fraud. And I'm glad he just showed out his colors to everybody else.
Yeah.
Because Shannon didn't deserve that. Shannon deserved a lot of the stuff that he got. He didn't deserve that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But Shannon knows he was never with the cause, and they can part ways. Shannon will do his thing, and Ray Lewis can do whatever he got going on.
I hate when old people fall out. Because I'm like, and it be over stupid shit. Excuse
Mhm.
my language.
Yeah.
That y'all were supposed to go to the grave together.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now look, because Ray decided to show his skin, his true
Hmm.
colors, and here we go.
Yep. Yeah.
I ain't like that.
Yeah. Because we look, they always used to show that old clip where like I think they had like
The heart
Ravens
not
rookies where they had like the rookies doing whatever, and they had that one rookie who was impersonating Shannon, and Rayleigh
Mm-hmm.
was right next to him. The two of them laughing it up, so you can see that they were really close. And now here we are, several years later, and yeah, so yeah, it's sucks to see it, but at least Shannon knows how Ray is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure Shannon's not gonna lose any sleep over it.
He can't because he got too many. He got to pay 20 something $1 million.
Exactly. We talk about Man Titanium needing to make some money. He need to make some money too. Um, but yeah, I mean, I only have like a quick one, and I'm sure you saw the video too. The at the baseball game with the scramble on a home run, the dad comes up with the ball, gives it to his son, and then here comes carrying it from the side. Which one, the man's reaction because he didn't know she was coming, and he like turned and was like he automatically put his hands up like he was ready to fight for the ball for his son. And the fact that I don't know what she said, but she like guilted him to the point where it's like he took the ball from the son to give to her because I guess she felt like she was entitled to it. Which, lady, there was like 5, 6 people there. He came out with it. How are you entitled to the ball? It's not like he was
Dad
keeping
is
it
a
for
punk.
himself. It was for
Dad
his
is a
son.
punk.
Well, I mean, look, the dad probably was thinking about the optics of it. If people saw him and a woman going back and forth, it may have looked bad for him, and he was probably like, "It ain't that serious. If you really want this ball that much, sure." Now, the kid did get like a goodie bag from the team because they all saw what happened. So the kid came out even better in this deal.
He
So
got it bad.
I mean, so Karen, helped the kid level up with the goodies.
He got a
So
whole home run bat. I'm not
yeah,
complaining.
right. The kid's like, I turned a baseball into this. I'll take that every day. But it's just that the fact that she really went over to this man who was trying to give something to his son that would be memorable for his life, and she stepped in on that and ruined it. Like, where are we as a society where people are actually cool doing that? And
Just because you team FTK don't mean everybody else is team FTK and actually want to
yeah,
create lifelong memories for their children. Let's have
yes,
some empathy. Let's
mm-hmm,
not think that the world revolves around us, and let's not
mm-hmm,
do dumb stuff that's gonna make us look bad.
right. Like,
I promise you, somebody that found out where that lady at, and they found her job.
oh
You
yeah,
know, people quick with it. They don't play
yeah,
when it comes to kill children.
mm-hmm. Like the way she acted, you
Children
would
are
have
innocent.
thought she was ready to catch the ball, and this man like bodied her out of the way and took her from her and was keeping it to himself. If you wanted to go after him for that, I still think you'd look crazy, but I'm like, sure, whatever. But had a whole bunch of people fighting for it. He came out with it, and it was for his son. That father son moment is priceless.
And you
And you
ruined it.
just stepped
You
all
went.
over it. Like, you want the ball that bad? Go buy one.
Go buy one and hit it out the park your goddamn self.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So I was glad the team did right by the kid because they should. And look, I mean, I'm not one to sit here and advocate for the woman's life being ruined or anything, but if she does have some type of fallout because of this, she completely earned it
Mm-hmm.
because there's no reason for the way she acted at all. Current go Rangers. I mean,
Baseball season ended for me in
I
July.
know the Rangers have fought their way back into the postseason race. So good.
Baseball season ended for me in July.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, the Braves are fine if they have a down year. The Braves are very consistent with their ability to win. Yeah, the Rangers are only half game out, like he said. So, and the Mariners, I think the Mariners are there for the taking current. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers overtake them.
You better hope the
Actually,
Braves win.
The Rangers, Royals, and the Rays were like out of the conversation a couple of weeks ago, and they've all kind of fought their way back in. I So shout out to those teams, even the Guardians as well. And
He
for
better
baseball, this
pray
is
that
what
the
they want.
Braves beat the Mariners.
Yeah, like the Mariners are desperately looking for someone to overtake them, but this is what baseball wants. September baseball to actually mean something, and it does in all these cities. So, yeah, my Red Sox are in. We look like we're safe. I'm here for postseason baseball. But those are all the topics that we had. Um, Jory, anything you want to let them know you're working on? Let them know.
Stay tuned in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. For about an hour and a half, because I gotta let my phone charge. Um, for Hoop Dreams and Touchdown Queens.
You
That's
guys are back.
um today by the end of the night I'll have my AFC East article out. I will have my Shador article out, and I'm still working on some two jobs, and content creating is hard.
Hmm.
So I got
Okay.
some stuff in the works. When it's out, you'll get the notification. Just go to my YouTube channel or my blog, click the notification bell, and you'll get
Yep.
notified. But I do have one about the Titans coming up. I want to do. I got a couple of things about the AFC as a whole that I want to do. I might talk about the whole. I have some projects ready. I
All
just need
right.
to get them ready. So stay
There
tuned.
you go. So make sure you check out and be on the lookout for Jory's stuff there. Yes, Kerm, I understand. Yeah, the Rangers have dealt with plenty of injuries. Valdi got injured recently, and he was having a great year. But guys are fighting through it. And I feel like teams like that, if they get into the postseason, they become dangerous teams because they've overcome a lot of adversity. But yeah, so for me, I will be back on here Tuesday for On the Ball with Brett. We'll obviously be talking about week one. I am working on some NFC articles. I've been working on them for a while, but I feel like I'll finally get them out as well. So between Jory and I, you'll have the AFC covered and the NFC. So make sure you look out for those as well. But we appreciate you for tuning in. So make sure you do come back, like Jory said, in a little bit for Hoop Dreams and Touchdown Queens to show them some love. And yeah, make sure you're back here next week for another edition of Passion and Precision with myself and Unhinged J Dub. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy the games, all that, and make sure you come back here next week to talk about it with us. All right. And Bella, we're out of here. Bye.